Hello students and good morning. So now I am doing class for class 12. The topic is new topic, that is function. So in the last online class we did relations and we have finished that chapter, that is relation. So today we'll discuss about function. So what do you mean by function? So in class 11 also you did the function. त त्यसमा चाहिँ हामीले क्लास 11 मा चाहिँ हामीले अलिअलि मात्र गरेको थियो फंक्सन हैन त नाउ अब हामी क्लास 12 मा यो फंक्शन्स डिटेल्स मा गर्छौं सो फर्स्ट अफ अल व्हाट यू मीन बाइ फंक्शन देन वी विल डू टाइप्स अफ फंक्शन्स इन दिस केस ओके सो नाउ लेट अस डिस्कस अबाउट फंक्शन व्हाट डू यू मीन बाइ अ फंक्शन ओके सो लेट अस कन्सिडर टू सेट्स this function is actually a type of relation. तो यो function relation पनि हो तर it should satisfy some condition. The relation should satisfy some condition to be a function. यो relation नै function हुन्छ तर त्यो relation ले चाहिँ एउटा some criteria or some conditions are to be satisfied for the relation to be a function. Okay? So let us take an example. So let us take two sets, set A and set B. Okay? Suppose let us draw a diagram. This is set A and this is your set B. Okay? This is set A and this is your set B. Right? Suppose this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and this is your A, B, C, D, E, F, Z, etc. Okay? Now there is a relation between A and B. Suppose there is a relation between A and B as we have done in the relation chapter, right? Suppose 1 is related with A, right? 2 is related with B, 3 is related with C, 4 is related with D and 5 is related with E. That is यो जुन चाहिँ अगाडिको A र पछाडीको B छ यो B को एलिमेन्ट्सहरु के छ यहाँ A B C D E F Z त A सेट को एलिमेन्ट्स के छ यहाँ 1 2 3 4 5. So in this case this A is known as the image of 1, B is known as the image of 2, C is known as the image of 3, D is known as the image of 4, E is known as the image of 5. त प्रत्येक एलिमेन्ट जति पनि यहाँ A सेटमा एलिमेन्टहरु छ सबैको इमेजेस चाहिँ B मा हुनै पर्छ कुनै पनि छोडिनु हुँदैन फंक्सनको लागि मैले एक्चुअली फंक्सनको लागि म भन्दै छु यो डिस्कस गर्दै छु ठीक छ यो जुन चाहिँ सेट A मा जति पनि एलिमेन्ट्सहरु छ सबको इमेज चाहिँ B मा हुनै पर्छ all the elements in the set A should have an image in set B. तर त्यो इमेज चाहिँ युनिक हुनु पर्छ युनिक भन्नाले के हुन्छ भन्दा फेरि जस्तै युनिक भन्नाले each element of the set A should have a unique image in set B. जस्तै यो जुन चाहिँ 1 को यसको यो 1 को इमेज यहाँ के छ A तर यो 1 को इमेज फेरि B मा हुनुहुँदैन 1 को इमेज A मा पनि छ फेरि यो 1 को इमेज B मा हुनु भएन बुझ्नुझैन त यो 1 को इमेज यहाँ एउटै मात्रै हुनु पर्छ बुझ्नुझैन दिस इमेज शुड बी युनिक ओके त यो जुन चाहिँ 1 को इमेज छ 1 को इमेज A फेरि 1 को इमेज C हुँदैन जस्तै 2 को इमेज B छ फेरि यो 2 को इमेज D हुँदैन ठीक छ तर यो सेट A मा जति पनि एलिमेन्टहरु छ सबैको युनिक इमेज चाहिँ केमा हुनु पर्छ B मा हुनु पर्छ प्रत्येकको हुनु पर्छ कुनै पनि एलिमेन्ट चाहिँ सेट A मा छोडिएको हुनु हुँदैन सबको इमेज चाहिँ B मा हुनै पर्छ ठीक छ अनि यो 1 लाई चाहिँ के भनिन्छ अब 1 is known as the pre-image of A, 2 is known as the pre-image of B, 3 is known as the pre-image of C, 4 is known as the pre-image of 4, 5 is known as the pre-image of E. Is that clear? तर यो B मा जुन चाहिँ F छ F को pre-image यहाँ नभए पनि के हुँदैन त्यो फंक्सनै हो यो जुन चाहिँ जी छ यो जी को प्री इमेज यहाँ छैन त फंक्सनमा यो f र g को प्री इमेज a मा नभयो भने केही पनि हुँदैन त्यो फंक्सनै हो तर each and every element in the set A should have a unique image in set B, then only this is known as the function. Then this is known as what? Then this is known as what? Function f. Is it clear to all of you? अच्छा यो एउटा एक्जाम्पल भयो फंक्सनको म अर्को एक्जाम्पल दिदैछु सो यु क्यान कपी इट कपी गर्न सक्छौ तिमीले खाली कपी नगरेर अहिले बुझ्ने चेष्टा मात्रै गर्नु पछि तिमीले यो क्लास सकिएपछि फेरि यसलाई रिपिट गर्दा फेरि तिमीले यो सार्न सक्छौ ठीक छ सो दिस इज वन एक्जाम्पल अफ ए फंक्सन इज दैट क्लियर म अब अर्को एक्जाम्पल दिदैछु ठीक छ यो फंक्सनको एक्जाम्पल है अहिले डेफिनेसन लेख्नु पर्छ ठीक छ अब अर्को एक्जाम्पल हेरौं So this is your set A, this is your set B, okay? A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So A is related with 1. So now, is it a function? Is it a function? त यहाँ के हुँदैछ भन्दाखेरि यो जुन चाहिँ दुईटा एलिमेन्ट छ A र B in set A they have the same image one in set B यस्तो हुनु सक्छ बुझ्दैन that is two elements in the set A have the same image in the set B त फंक्सनमा यो पनि अलाउड छ तर C को चाहिँ इमेज 2 छ यो D को चाहिँ इमेज के छ यहाँ 3 छ ठीक छ सबैले बुझ्दै होला त 1 को प्री इमेज चाहिँ यहाँ कतिवटा छ दुईटा छ A र B 1 को प्री इमेज चाहिँ सेट A मा कतिवटा छ दुईटा A र B छ 2 को प्री इमेज के छ C छ यो 3 को प्री इमेज यहाँ के छ D छ तर यो जुन चाहिँ सेट B मा 4 5 6 छ यो 4 5 6 को प्री इमेज चाहिँ A मा छैन त्यो नहुँदा पनि हुन्छ दिस इज अल्सो ए फंक्सन यो पनि एउटा के हो फंक्सन को टाइप हो इज दैट क्लियर नाउ सो नेक्स्ट एक्जाम्पल नाउ लेट अस टेक एन एक्जाम्पल सो दिस इज अनदर एक्जाम्पल सपोज दिस इज सेट A and suppose this is set B right. So this is A, B, C. This is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So A भयो हैन त्यहाँदेखि फेरि 3 भयो यो 4 भयो यो 5 भयो Is it a function? Is it a function or not? यो फंक्सन हो कि हैन हामी कसरी थाहा पाउन सक्छौं A र B C को सबै एलिमेन्ट को नै इमेज छ ठीक छ यो तर यो A को यहाँ युनिक इमेज हुनु पर्छ डिस्टिंक्ट इमेजेस शुड बी देयर यो A को यहाँ डिस्टिंक्ट इमेज हुनु पर्ने थियो तर दुईटा इमेजेस आयो 1 र 3 सो इट इज नट ए फंक्सन इज दैट क्लियर त यो A को दुईटा इमेजेस 1 र 3 आको कारणले गर्दा फेरि यो जुन चाहिँ एक्जाम्पल छ दिस इज नट एन एक्जाम्पल अफ ए फंक्सन इज दैट क्लियर टु अल अफ यु तिमीले बुझ्दै होला यो हैन त यो चाहिँ दिस इज नट एन एक्जाम्पल अफ ए फंक्सन इज दैट क्लियर दिस इज नट एन एक्जाम्पल अफ ए फंक्सन त यो जुन चाहिँ एलिमेन्ट्स सेट A मा हुन्छ यो प्रत्येक एलिमेन्ट को इमेज चाहिँ यहाँ के हुनुपर्छ युनिक हुनुपर्छ खाली एउटै मात्र डिस्टिंक्ट हुनुपर्छ इट शुड बी युनिक इमेजेस यो याद गर्नु तिमीले अनि यो सेट A मा जति पनि एलिमेन्ट्सहरु हुन्छ प्रत्येककै इमेज चाहिँ B मा हुनै पर्छ अनि मात्रै त्यो के हुन्छ फंक्सन हुन्छ नत्र फंक्सन हुने छैन बुझ्दैछ फेरि म अझै एउटा एक्जाम्पल दिदै छु जति एक्जाम्पल बुझ्यो त्यति क्लियर कन्सेप्ट हुँदै जान्छ ठीक छ So now this is set A, this is your set B, okay? This is set A and this is set B. So it is A, B, C, D and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? A is related with 1, B is related with 2, C is related with 3. यति मात्रै दियो अरे सपोज. So is it a function? यो फंक्सन हो कि होइन? यो फंक्सन होइन किनभने यो सेट A मा D एलिमेन्ट छोड्यो नि त. D को कुनै पनि इमेजेसहरु यहाँ छैन. यो D को इमेजेस चाहिँ यहाँ B मा छैन भने दिस इज नट ए फंक्सन. अघि नै मैले तिमीलाई भनिसकेको छु प्रत्येक एलिमेन्ट जुन चाहिँ सेट A मा छ सबको एटलिस्ट वन इमेज B मा हुनै पर्छ. अनि मात्रै त्यो के हुन्छ फंक्सन हुन्छ. यहाँ त D छोड्यो नि त. तो D छोडिएपछि चाहिँ यसको कुनै पनि इमेजेस B मा आएन भनेपछि दिस इज नट ए फंक्सन. Is that clear to all of you? So I think you have understood it. So let us define a function now. The function लाई हामी कसरी डिफाइन गर्न सक्छौं? Let capital A and capital B be two non-empty set. Non-empty set means त्यहाँ कतिवटा एलिमेन्ट्सहरु छन् A र B मा चाहिँ एलिमेन्ट्स हुन्छै हुन्छ. Let us consider A and B as two non-empty set. Then a rule F for which each element of the set A has a unique image in the set B. Then this rule F is known as the function from the set A to the set B, and we write it as function F such that A to B. Is that clear? From the set A to the set B, F such that A to B. For each and every element of the set A, they should have a unique image in the set B. Then this is known as a function. Is that clear? So let us write down the definition of function. Let A and B be two non-empty set. Then there exists a rule F which associates to each element X belonging to the set A. There exists a unique element F of X in B is known as the function from the set A to the set B, and we write it as F such that A to B. Okay? त यसमा अहिले लेखौँ यो. त यसमा यो जुन चाहिँ A आएको छ, so now this is a function. D लाई मैले मेटाइदिए. ठीक छ? Now this is a function. त यो जुन चाहिँ A छ, यो each and every element लाई हामीले X सपोज गर्न सक्छौं. X is equal to A, X is equal to B, X is equal to C. This is the generalized value of the elements of the set A. Okay? And यसलाई हामी के भन्नु सक्छौं? F of X भन्नु सक्छौं. ठीक छ? X belongs to the set A and this F of X belongs to the set B. This X belongs to the set A and this F of X belongs to the set B. That is, there exists a rule F here, function F. Okay? So X belongs to the set A, X is equal to A, X is equal to B, X is equal to C. Right? So now here I have written F of X. F of X belongs to the set B. Now if you put X is equal to A, this becomes F of A which is equal to, what is F of A? Which is equal to 1. Right? Is that clear? Similarly, when X is equal to B, so now you can put here, instead of X you can put F of B. What is this value in set B? It is 2. Right? Next one, if you put X is equal to C, this is F of C. F of C should belong to B, that is C is related with what? That is 3. Is that clear to all of you? So this F of X belongs to B. This is known as the range of the function F. That is 1, 2, 3 is known as the range of the function F. This A, B, C is known as the domain of the function F, and this 1, 2, 3 is known as the range of the function F, and all these elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is known as the codomain. त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामी के भन्छौँ कोडोमेन भनेर भन्छौँ ठीक छ त यहाँ हामीले यो ए लाई हामी के भन्न सक्छौँ हामीले यो ए लाई सेट ए लाई डोमेन भन्न सक्छौँ यो सेट बी लाई हामी के भन्न सक्छौँ कोडोमेन ठीक छ दैट इज डोमेन इज इक्वल टु ए कोडोमेन हामी बी भन्न सक्छौँ तर व्हाट डु यु मीन बाइ रेन्ज अफ एफ चाहिँ के हो range of the function f is equal to के भयो यहाँ this is a set that is 1 2 3 that is 1 is related with a 2 is related with b and 3 is related with c त यो range of f मा चाहिँ 4 5 आउँदैन किनभने 4 को प्री इमेज a मा छैन अनि 5 को पनि प्री इमेज a मा छैन so this is your definition of the function so let us write down the definition of the function right So I think you have understood it. So let us write down the definition of function. So definition of function. Definition of function now. Okay. So let capital A and capital B be two non-empty sets. Let capital A and capital B be two non-empty sets. Okay. Then there exists a rule F. Then there exists a rule F. Then there exists a rule F. Then there exists a rule F which associates to each element x belongs to the set A which associates to each element x belongs to A there exists f of x that belongs to the set B. There exists a unique. You should write here. There exists unique. Unique is very very important. अघि नै मैले तिमीलाई बुझाए त यो जुन चाहिँ सेट ए मा जति पनि एलिमेन्टहरु हुन्छ त्यसको युनिक इमेज चाहिँ बी मा हुन्छ एउटै इमेज मात्र हुनुपर्छ बी मा डिस्टिंक्ट इमेज हुनुपर्छ बी मा बुझ्यौ अनि मात्रै त्यो के हुन्छ फंक्सन तर कुनै पनि एलिमेन्ट इन सेट ए को चाहिँ दुईटा अथवा दुईटा भन्दा इमेजेसहरु बी मा भयो भने चाहिँ त्यसलाई के भन्दैन फंक्सन भनेर भन्दैन बुझ्यौ द इमेजेस शुड बी डिस्टिंक्ट देयर एक्जिस्ट अ युनिक इमेज then there exists a rule f comma which associates to each element x belongs to the set A there exists a unique element f of x belonging to B is known as function from the set A to set B and is written as f such that capital A to capital B, right? And it says that f such that A to B. Let A and B be two non-empty sets. Then there exists a rule f which associates to each element x belonging to the set A. There exists a unique image. लेखौँ न ल यो एलिमेन्ट लेख्दा पनि हुन्छ इमेज लेख्दा पनि हुन्छ. There exists a unique image or unique element f of x. It may be image or it may be element also. then there exists a unique image or element f of x that belongs to the set B is known as function from the set A to the set B and is written as f such that A to B. So I think you have understood this definition, so you can copy it. So now here, you don't say f of x, f of x is known as the image of x and x is known as the pre-image of f of x. Again, you set A ma elements of 1, 2, 3. You set B ma A, B, C. Suppose A is related with 1. 1 is related with A. 1 is in relation with A, 2 is in relation with B, 3 is in relation with C. Okay? So A is the image of 1, B is the image of 2, C is the image of 3. And here x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2, x is equal to 3. X belongs to the set A and this is f of x. B is a f of x. Okay? So here f of x belongs to the set B. Okay? Now this f of x is known as ABC image of the set, image of the elements of the set A. That is 1 ko image A, 2 ko image B, 3 ko image C. That is A is the image of 1, B is the image of 2, C is the image of 3. But 1 is known as the pre-image, so 1 is the pre-image of A, 2 is the pre-image of B, 3 is the pre-image of C. That means this f of x is known as the image of x and this x is known as the pre-image of f of x. So I think you have understood it. So let us write here f of x is the image of x and x is the pre-image of f of x. Pre-image of f of x. So I think you have understood it. So you can copy it. Now we will write down for domain, codomain and range. So I think you have understood it. So in this case, which is known as the domain of the function f, this capital A. जुन चाहिँ हामीले यो क्यापिटल ए लेछौं यसलाई हामी के भन्छौं रे यो क्यापिटल ए लाई चाहिँ हामी के भन्छौं क्यापिटल ए लाई चाहिँ हामी के भन्छौं डोमेन भनेर भन्छौं अनि यो क्यापिटल बी लाई यसलाई हामी के भन्छौं कोडोमेन भनेर भन्छौं अनि यो f of x लाई हामी के भन्छौं रेन्ज अफ द फंक्शन f. This is known as the range of the function f. So is that clear? So you can copy it. This capital A is known as the domain of the function f. This capital B is known as the codomain of the function f. And this f of x is known as the range of the function f. So I think you have understood it. So now we will do types of functions. Okay? Now let us do different types of functions here. So let us do number one type of function, that is your many one function. So what is meant by many one function? Many one function भनेको चाहिँ के हो? Many to one. Many to one भनेको two or more elements in the set A two or more elements in the set A have a unique image in set B. That is your many one. Okay, like you can have, this is your set A, okay, and this is your set B. This is your set B. Okay, so this is minus 1, 1, 2, 3. Suppose if you write here 1, 4, 9. Is that clear? Suppose f of x is equal to x square. Sorry. Suppose f of x is equal to x square is given. Okay. So now here x belongs to the set A. X belongs to the set A. Here x belongs to the set A and f of x belongs to the set B. If you put x is equal to minus 1 from here, minus 1 whole square is 1. This minus 1 is related to 1. Okay. Next, if you put 1 whole square, x belongs to the set A. If you put x is equal to 1, what is 1 whole square? That is your 1, isn't it? Is that clear? That is, if you put f of minus 1 is equal to minus 1 whole square is equal to 1, right? From this relation. So f of 1 is equal to, this is your 1 whole square, which is equal to 1. That is, minus 1 is related to 1. Again, 1 is related with 1. Is that clear? Next, if you put x is equal to 2 here. So f of 2 is equal to 2 square, which is equal to 4. Next, this 2 is related with 4. And f of 3, which is equal to 3 square is equal to 9. That is, 3 is related with 9. So this is an example of a function, but this function is of type many one function because these two elements have the same image, one in the set B. That is, two elements minus 1 and 1 in the set A have the same image, one in the set B, and this type of function is known as many one function. Is that clear? So this is an example of many one function. Okay, so you can copy it. Many one function ko you example pahila copy gara, then we will write down the definition of many one function. Okay, so you can copy it. So this is an example of many one function. Now let us write down the definition, right? So now let us write down the definition of many one function. A function f such that a to b, अब हामी function यस्तो पाराले लेख्छौं, a function f such that a to b is said to be many one function, is said to be many one function. A function f such that a to b is said to be many one function if two or more than two elements, if two or more than two elements in A have the same image, have the same image in B. A function f such that a to b is said to be many one function if two or more than two elements in A have the same image in B. So I think I understood it. So this is the definition of many one function. यसको अगाडि मैले तिमीलाई example देखाएँ many one function को. So you can copy it. So I think you have understood it, many one function, I think. So now let's do 1-1 function. Okay, 1-1 function. So now number 2. Now number 2 is 1-1 function. 1-1 function. 1-1 function is also known as injective. This is also known as what? Injective. 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 1-1 function, or it is also known as injective function. So what type of function is known as injective function? Okay, let us take an example. हामी एउटा example लियौं. Suppose there is a function f of x is equal to 2x, right? Suppose you have f such that n to n. What do you mean by n? N is a natural number. n चाहिँ के हो? Natural numbers हरु. n के रहेछ? Natural numbers. ठीक छ? So let us take an example of 1-1 function. 1-1 function चाहिँ के हो actually? What do you mean by 1-1 function? It is also known as injective function. So let us take an example. F such that n to n, natural number to natural number, and defined by, this function is defined by f of x is equal to 2x. So here this x belongs to the first n. Okay, x belongs to the first n, and this 2x or f of x belongs to the second n, right? F of x or this 2x belongs to the second n. This is second n. This is first n. This is your second. But both are natural numbers. So you know that natural numbers start from +1, +2, +3, etc. It goes up to plus infinity. Okay. So now if you put f of 1, if you put x is equal to 1, because natural numbers begins from +1. If you put x is equal to 1, f of 1 is equal to 2 1s are 2. What is f of 2? F of 2 is equal to 2 2s are 4. I think you have understood it. You know the function. Class 11 ma pani timele gareko yo. What is f of 3? That is your 6. What is f of 4? That is your 8. What is f of 5? That is your 10, and so on. Is that clear to all of you? So let us represent it by a diagram. Okay. Now instead of a there is n, natural number. This is your first n by natural number. Instead of b there is n. This is your natural number n, second n. Okay. त हामीले यहाँ यो फर्स्ट n मा कति दियो 1 2 3 4 5 etc. 1 2 3 4 5 डट 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 अरुहरु पनि छ त्यहाँ. ठीक छ. अब यहाँ के भयो 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 डट डट डट. अच्छा यहाँ हामी अझै लेखौं. That is your dot dot dot. अरु पनि छ नेचुरल नम्बर त्यहाँ. So in this case 1 is related with 2 with the help of this function, isn't it? 1 is related with 2, 2 सँग relation भयो. 2 is related with 4, 2 सँग related भयो 4. 3 is related with 6, 4 is related with 8. This 5 is related with 10. Similarly 6 will be related with 12, 7 will be related with 14, and so on, isn't it? So there is 1-1 relation is here. That is distinct elements of the set n have distinct images in set n. Is that clear? Distinct elements in the set n have distinct images in the set n. This is known as 1-1 function or injective function. यहाँ एउटाको एउटैसँग मात्रै रिलेसन भयो. यहाँ जस्तै 1 को 2 सँग रिलेसन भयो, अरु कुनैसँग रिलेसन भएन. 2 को रिलेसन 4 सँग भयो, अरु कुनैसँग रिलेसन हुनु भएन. 3 को रिलेसन 6 सँग भयो, अरु कुनैसँग रिलेसन हुनु भएन. 4 को रिलेसन 8 सँग मात्र हुनुपर्छ अरूसँग हुनु हुँदैन 5 को रिलेसन 10 सँग मात्रै भयो अरूसँग रिलेसन हुनु हुँदैन दैट इज distinct element in the set n distinct elements in the set n has distinct images in the set n and this type of function is known as 1 function यसलाई हामी कस्तो खाले फंक्सन भन्छौं 1 फंक्सन भनेर भन्छौं जस्तै अब 1 र 2 को रिलेसन 2 सँग हुनु भएन यो त मेनी 1 भइगयो 1 यो चाहिँ एउटाको एउटैसँग मात्रै रिलेसन हुनु पर्यो एउटाको एउटैसँग मात्रै रिलेसन हुनु पर्यो ठीक छ द फंक्सन f such that a to b is said to be 1 function if distinct elements of the set a has distinct images in the set b then that type of function is known as 1 function so this is an example of 1 function किनभने एउटाको एउटै मात्रै इमेज भयो नि त प्रत्येक एक एकवटा टर्मको एक एकवटा इमेजेस मात्र हुँदैछ so this type of function is known as 1 function so let us write down the definition now so you can copy this example this is example of 1 function so let us write down the definition now so now 1 function को definition के हुन्छ a function f such that a to b is said to be 1 function is said to be 1 function or it is also known as injective function injective function if distinct elements distinct भनेको each and every element each element if distinct elements एक एकवटाको मात्रै भनेको distinct भनेको प्रत्येक each and every element okay if distinct elements of a has distinct images in B. A function f such that a to b is said to be 1 function or injective function if distinct elements of a that is set a has distinct images in set B. Okay so एउटा function दिएको हुन्छ you have to prove that this is 1 function so how can you prove that that function is 1 function so there is a rule there the rule is that if the function f is 1 then f of x1 is equal to f of x2 implies that it should imply that x1 is equal to x2 is that clear if the function f is 1 function then f of x1 is equal to f of x2 should imply x1 is equal to x2 then only this is 1 function is that clear so can you say that f of x is equal to x square is 1 function I just told you the example this f of x is equal to x square is an example of many 1 function but this is not 1 function हेर यो कसरी 1 function भएन we can use this one यो कसरी 1 function हैन यो many 1 function हो जस्तै f of -1 हाल्यो भने कति हुन्छ -1 whole square is equal to 1 is that clear f of 1 हाल्यो भने के हुन्छ 1 whole square is equal to 1 we are getting f of x1 is equal to 1 and f of x2 is equal to also 1 but in this case this -1 not equal to 1 तर यहाँ चाहिँ के हुनुपर्छ x1 is equal to x2 हुनुपर्छ if f of x1 is equal to f of x2 it should imply that x1 is equal to x2 but in this case f of minus 1 is equal to f1 भयो किनभने f of minus 1 is equal to 1, f of 1 is equal to 1. So both these are equal. That is f of minus 1 is equal to f of 1, but is minus 1 is equal to 1? No. So minus 1 not equal to 1. So this is not 1 function. यसलाई हामी 1 function भनेर भन्दैनौं. 1 function चाहिँ कति बेला भनिन्छ अरे? यो त डेफिनेसन भइगयो. यो चाहिँ प्रब्लममा हामी यो युज गर्छौं. If the function f is 1 then f of x1 is equal to f of x2, which should imply that x1 is equal to x2. So I think you have understood it. So just now I give you one example. अब त्यो example हामी mathematically कसरी 1 function भनेर चेक गर्छौं. ठीक छ? So you can copy it. So यो चाहिँ के को example हो? This is not an example of 1 function. This is an example of what? Many one. This is an example of many one, right? So you can copy it. So let us take one mathematical example of 1 function, okay? जुन चाहिँ अघि हामीले यसको अगाडि एक्जाम्पल गरेको थियौ त्यसलाई हामी म्याथमेटिकली प्रुभ गरौँ. दैट इज 1 फंक्शन. ओके, therefore that is f such that n to n, okay, n to n where f of x is equal to 2x for all x belongs to the set of natural numbers, right? So now you have to prove that this f is 1. You have to prove that f is 1 or injective, okay? So you हामी mathematically कसरी प्रुभ गर्छौं त यसलाई? त for 1 function, so we know that f of x1 is equal to f of x2, right? So which implies that if f of x is equal to 2x, so instead of x1, if you put f of x1, then what is the value for f of x1? That is your 2x1. That is, this is your 2x1 is equal to, what is f of x2 now? So instead of x, if you put x2, what does it become? F of x2 is equal to x2. So this is your 2x2. So your 2 gets cancels, which implies that x1 is equal to x2. That means this given function f is 1 function. So therefore f is 1 function. Therefore f is 1 function. So I think you have understood it. So you can copy it. Now we will do another type of function. So now let's do third type of function, that is number 3. That is number 3 is your into function. Into function. So what type of function is known as into function? Into function चाहिँ कस्तो टाइपको फंक्शनलाई चाहिँ हामी into into function भनेर भन्छौं. जस्तै let us take an example. अघिकै लियौं, f of x is equal to 2x लियौं. ठीक छ? So here f such that n to n, natural number to natural number, right? So here it is defined as f of x equal to x for all x belongs to the set n, natural number, right? So if you put x is equal to 1, because you can put x is equal to 1, n भनेको यहाँ natural numbers हरु हुन्. n भनेको के रहेछ? n भनेको के रहेछ? natural numbers. n भनेको चाहिँ कस्तो खाले नम्बर्स हो? यो natural numbers. बुझ्दै छ? So now if you put x is equal to 1. So this is 2 ones are 2. F of 2 is equal to 4. Or is they f of 3 is equal to 3 2s are 6. F of 4 is equal to 4 2s are 8, and so on. Right? So let us draw a diagram here. This is the set of natural numbers. This first n, this is first n, this is your second n, right? This is your second n, right? This is your second n natural number, right? So now there exists a rule f here. That is f of x is equal to 2x. They are connected by a rule f. That is f of x is equal to 2x, right? So natural number भनेको it starts from 1 2 3 4 5 6 dot dot dot. Okay? यहाँ पनि हुन्छ 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 dot dot dot. Okay? So what does it indicate? 1 is related with 2. 1 is related to 2. 1 is related with 2. 2 is related with 4. 3 is related with 6. 4 is related with 8. Is that clear? Similarly, 5 will be related to 10 and so on. 6 will be related with 12 and so on. अरूको पनि रिलेसन अर्कोमा हुन्छै हुन्छ. That is the set of all natural numbers, isn't it? तर यहाँ हामी के देख्दैछौँ भन्दाखेरि यो जुन चाहिँ सेकेन्ड सेट अफ नेचुरल नम्बर्स छ, यो 1 को प्री इमेज यहाँ छैन. यो 2 3 को प्री इमेज यहाँ छैन. दिस इज नोन एज प्री इमेज, दिस इज नोन एज इमेज. यो प्रत्येकको इमेज चाहिँ हुनैपर्छ, यहाँ छ, यहाँ सबैको इमेज यहाँ छ. सो दिस इज अ फंक्शन. बट तर यो जुन चाहिँ यहाँ नेचुरल नम्बर n1 छ सेकेन्ड सेटमा, यसको प्री इमेजै छैन. यो 3 को पनि यहाँ प्री इमेज छैन, किनभने यो त छोडियो नि त. यहाँ कुन कुन अड नम्बर सबै छोडिन्छ. त्यही छोडेको कारणले गर्दा चाहिँ यो फंक्सनलाई हामी के भन्छौँ? इन्टु फंक्सन भनेर भन्छौँ. इज द्याट क्लियर टु अल अफ यु? यो जुन चाहिँ 1 3 5 अड नम्बर्सहरु छ, त्यो अड नम्बर्सको प्री इमेज चाहिँ यो फर्स्ट एनमा छैन. त यसलाई हामी कस्तो खाले फंक्सन भन्छौँ? इन्टु फंक्सन भनेर भन्छौँ. ठीक छ? अ फंक्सन f such that a to b is said to be into function if there exists at least one element in the set b which doesn't have, if there exists at least one element in the set b which does not have pre-image in set a, that is known as into function. त यो जुन चाहिँ इमेजेसहरु छन् 1 3 5 7 9 अड नम्बर जति हुन्छ त्यसको प्री इमेजेसहरु यो एनमा छैन, यो फर्स्ट एनमा छैन. त्यही कारण यसलाई हामीले के भनेको? इन्टु फंक्सन भनेर भनेको. इज इट क्लियर नाउ? So now let us write down the definition. So I think you have understood this example. त तिमीले यो बुझ्यो भने नै तिमीले पछि प्रब्लम गर्न सक्छौ. बुझेन पछि प्रब्लम गर्न सक्दैनौ. ठीक छ? अहिले नै बुझिराख्नु. बुझेन यु क्यान रिपिट द भिडियो, हैन? तिमीले यो सबै हेरिसक्नु पहिला. बुझेन? यो सबै हेरिसकेर फेरि बुझेन भने यसलाई रिपिट गर्दा हुन्छ. ठीक छ? So now let us write down the definition of into function now. So into function को definition के भयो भन्दा फेरि a function f such that a to b is said to be into function, is said to be into function. A function f such that, this is such that a to b is said to be into function if there exists at least, if there exists at least one element in b, one element in b, if there exists at least one element in b having no pre-images having no pre-images, having no pre-images in A. त एटलिस्ट कुनै एउटा एलिमेन्ट B मा छ जसको प्री इमेज चाहिँ A मा भएन रहेछ भने चाहिँ त्यसलाई हामी के भन्छौं इन्टु फंक्सन भनेर भन्छौं A function f such that a to b is said to be into function if there exists at least one element in B having no pre-images in A, having no pre-images in A. So this type of function is known as into function. Okay, so you can copy it. Now we'll do onto function now. So you can copy it into function. That is the definition of into function. So now let us do onto function. So now number 4 is your onto function. Onto function लाई हामी के पनि भन्छौं भन्दाखेरि surjective function भनेर पनि भन्छौं. Onto function or also it is known as surjective function. Onto function चाहिँ into function को ठीक उल्टा. अब चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि suppose there is a function f such that a to b भयो. अब चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि प्रत्येक एलिमेन्ट इन B should have at least one image in set A. यो प्रत्येक एलिमेन्ट अफ B should have at least one image in set A. त B मा कुनै पनि एलिमेन्ट छोडिनु भएन. सबैको प्री इमेजेस चाहिँ A मा हुनै पर्छ. एट लिस्ट एउटा भए पनि प्री इमेज चाहिँ हुनै पर्छ A मा. त्यही कारणले गर्दा यसलाई चाहिँ भनिन्छ onto function. यदि B मा जति पनि एलिमेन्ट्सहरु छ त्यो सबै एलिमेन्टको प्री इमेजेस चाहिँ A मा हुनै पर्छ. कुनै पनि छोडिनु हुँदैन B मा. त त्यसलाई कस्तो खाले फंक्सन भन्छ onto function भनेर भन्छ. So I think you have understood it. Okay, so let us write down the definition now. पहिला हामी डेफिनेसन लेखौं. A function f such that a to b is said to be an onto function. A function f such that a to b is said to be an onto function or surjective function if every element of B has at least one pre-image in A, right? So onto function को definition के रहेछ? Onto function हामी अर्को के पनि भन्छौं surjective function भनेर पनि भन्छौं. A function f such that a to b is said to be an onto function or surjective function if every element of B has at least one pre-image in A. प्रत्येक एलिमेन्ट इन B को चाहिँ A मा pre-images at least एउटा हुनै पर्छ. अनि त्यसलाई के भनिन्छ onto function भनेर भनिन्छ. ठीक छ, यो कपी गर्नु अनि म तिमीलाई एक्जाम्पल देखाउँछु अब. So I think you have copied it. So this is the definition of onto function. The example दिनु अगाडि चाहिँ कुनै एउटा फंक्सन दिएको हुन्छ, तिमीले त्यसलाई onto कसरी प्रुभ गर्छौ? How can you prove that that given function is onto function. Okay, so if f is onto function, then there exists y, then there exists an element y belonging to the set B, then there exists y belonging to the set B, then there exists an element y belonging to the set B, or you can write, if f is onto, then for every element, that is for every element y belonging to the set B, there exists, this is there exists at least, there exists at least one element, there exists at least one element x belonging to the set A such that y is equal to f of x. Okay, if f is onto function, then for every element y belonging to the set B, there exists at least one element x belonging to the set A such that y is equal to f of x. Is that clear? So write down. So यही हामी लेख्दैछौँ. You can write down, if f is an onto function, if f is an onto function, comma, then for every element, y belonging to the set B, there exist, this means there exists, you know that this is a symbol, mathematical symbol for there exist at least one element x belonging to the set A, such that y is equal to f of x. त कुनै एउटा फंक्शन दिएको हुन्छ, त्यो फंक्शन चाहिँ तिमीले onto कसरी प्रुभ गर्छौ? So you can use this method for proving that function as an onto function. So if f is an onto function, then for every element y belonging to the set B, there exists at least one element x belonging to the set A such that y is equal to f of x. So I think you have understood it. Okay, you can copy it. Now I'll show you an example of onto function. अब हामी example of onto function गर्छौं. So you can copy it. तो यो जुन चाहिँ मैले यहाँ यो तलबाट लेखे, यो चाहिँ हामी प्रब्लममा युज गर्छौं प्राय. बुझ्यौ? onto function को लागि हामी के प्रुभ गर्नुपर्छ? For onto function, f of x1 is equal to f of x2 implies that x1 is equal to x2 for one one function. One function को लागि हामीले के प्रुभ गर्नुपर्छ अरे? We know that f of x1 is equal to f of x2, which implies that x1 is equal to x2. हामीले यो प्रुभ गर्नु सक्यो भने that function f is one function. तो onto function को लागि चाहिँ हामी यो प्रुभ गर्छौं. If f is an onto function, then for every element y belonging to the set B, there exists at least one element x belonging to the set A such that y is equal to f of x. Is that clear? So now let us take an example for onto function. For onto function. Okay, so let us take an example. Function f such that natural number to e. n भनेको natural number 1 2 3 4 5 6 etc. e भनेको चाहिँ even number मात्रै. even number भनेको 2 4 6 8 10 etc. Okay, and it is defined as f of x is equal to 2x. Okay, for all x belonging to the set n, this first set n, natural number. So this 2x should belong to even number. Natural naturally, if you put x is equal to 1, you will get 2. If you put x equal to 4, if you put x equal to 3, 6, and so on, right? So let us show that this is an onto function. यो 1 1 पनि function हुन सक्छ, onto function पनि हुन सक्छ. ठीक छ? Let us show it. Okay? So therefore, natural number भनेको it starts from positive 1, right? So f of 1 is equal to, this is 2 1s are 2. f of 2 राख्यो भने कति हुन्छ? 2 2s are 4. f of 3 राख्यो भने कति हुन्छ? 3 2s are 6. f of 4 राख्यो भने कति हुन्छ? 8. There are infinite number of functions out there like this. Okay? So let us draw a diagram here. This is your set n. This is your set of only even numbers. This is only set of even numbers. This is set of natural numbers, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Okay? Here it comes 2, 4, even number मात्रै भन्दैछ है, यहाँ odd number आउँदैन. This is the set of even numbers only. यो natural number दिएको छ भने it should be even positive numbers. Okay? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. Okay? So 1 is in relation with 2 from this case. 2 is in relation with 4. 3 is in relation with 6. 4 is in relation with 8. 5 is in relation with 10. तो यो 1 1 function पनि भइगयो. ठीक छ? अब यो प्रत्येक इभन नम्बर को प्री इमेज त n मा हुन्छै हुन्छ. त यहाँ कुनै पनि एलिमेन्ट छोडिएन. यहाँ कुनै पनि यस्तो एलिमेन्टहरु छैन जसको चाहिँ यहाँ प्री इमेजेसहरु हुन्छ. हैन? बुझ्नु छैन? यहाँ सबै जति पनि यहाँ इमेजेसहरु छन् यीमा सबैको प्री इमेज चाहिँ n मा छँदैछ. That's why it is onto function. Is that clear? So यो 1 1 function पनि हो, onto function पनि हो. ठीक छ? अब हामी म्याथमेटिकली onto function कसरी प्रुभ गर्छौं? अघि नै मैले भनेको थिए f is onto function if for every element, that is f is onto function, if f is onto function, then for every element y belonging to the set B, there exists at least one element x belonging to the set A such that y is equal to f of x or f of x is equal to y. Okay? Now in this case, since f of x is equal to x, अब हामीले onto कसरी प्रुभ गर्छौं? हामी 1 1 प्रुभ गर्ने चाहिँ मेथड के हो? 1 1 प्रुभ गर्ने मेथड के हो? 1 1 प्रुभ गर्ने मेथड f of x1 is equal to f of x2, which implies that what is the value for f of x1? This is 2x1. What is f of x2 here? You can put x2 here instead of x, so it is 2x2. So here 2 2 gets cancels. So this is x1 is equal to x2. Okay, so this is 1 1 function. यो कुन चाहिँ function भयो? This is known as 1 1 function. This is known as what? 1 1 function. Okay, now let us prove onto function. अहिले चाहिँ अब onto function prove गर्नुलाई हामी पहिला के गर्छौं? 2x लाई y suppose गर्नु. Let y is equal to 2x. Let us get the value for x. X is equal to y upon 2. X is equal to y upon 2. Okay? Now this y belongs to E. So here y belongs to E. This y belongs to the set E. So x should belong to the set N, isn't it? Such that it should be f of x is equal to y. It should be f of x is equal to y. You have to prove that f of x is equal to y. यदि y even number भयो भने, y even number भयो भने, if you put even number 2, 2 by 2 is 1. If you put even number 4, 4 by 2 is 2. प्रत्येकको इमेज आउँदैछ. 6 by 2 is 3. 8 by 2 is 4. 10 by 2 is 5 and so on. So if y belongs to E, then x belongs to the natural number. So therefore f of x, you should prove it as y. So f of, instead of x, what should you put? Y by 2 is equal to, what is f of y by 2? Actually f of x is equal to 2x is there, isn't it? Now you have to prove this f of x is equal to y भनेर प्रुभ गर्नुपर्छ. ठीक छ? So f of y by 2, यो x को जग्गामा y by 2 हाल्नु. f of x is equal to x हैन यहाँ त x is equal to y by 2 हाल्यो भने यो x पनि y by 2 भइगयो so which is equal to 2 into y by 2 which is equal to 2 gets cancels which is equal to y. That is we have proved f of x is equal to y. Therefore f is onto function. Therefore f is onto function. So I think you have understood it. तिमीले बुझ्यौ होला यो हैन त यो जुन चाहिँ यहाँ फंक्सन लेखियो f of x is equal to x f such that natural number to even numbers n belongs to the set of natural numbers and e belongs to the set of even numbers. So it is defined as f of x is equal to x. So this is an example of 1 1 and onto function. The 1 1 function लाई हामी injective पनि भन्छौं onto function लाई हामी surjective पनि भन्छौं. त कुनै पनि फंक्सनमा 1 1 फंक्सन र onto फंक्सन दुईटै छ भने त्यसको एउटा पार्टिकुलर नाम छ त्यसलाई भनिन्छ bijective. त्यसलाई के फंक्सन भनिन्छ bijective function भनेर भनिन्छ. A 1 1 onto function is known as bijective function or 1 to 1 correspondence भनेर पनि भनिन्छ. ठीक छ? So you can copy it. You can copy the example. So you say 1 1 function को mathematically prove गर्ने मेथड हो. यो चाहिँ onto function को mathematically prove गर्ने example. ठीक छ? So now let us write down the definition of bijective function. You know bijective function 1 1 र onto function दुईटै function छ भने चाहिँ त्यसलाई हामी के भन्छौं bijective function or 1 to 1 correspondence भनेर पनि भन्छौं. ठीक छ? So let us write down the definition of bijective function now. So number 5, that is your bijective function. The bijective function कस्तो खाले फंक्सनलाई भन्छ bijective b i j e c t i v e bijective function. A 1 1 onto function. A 1 1 onto function is known as bijective function is known as bijective function, or it is also known as 1 to 1 correspondence or 1 to 1 correspondence. 1 to 1 correspondence. 1 to 1 correspondence. त अघि हामीले यहाँ जुन चाहिँ एक्जाम्पल दिएको थिए अघि हामीले यहाँ जुन चाहिँ एक्जाम्पल गर्यौं त्यो एक्जाम्पल चाहिँ के को एक्जाम्पल हो bijective function को एक्जाम्पल हो. ठीक छ? So you can copy it. Now we will do another type of function. So now we will do another type of function, that is number 6. Number 6 is your constant function. Constant function. Constant function. So what type of function is known as constant function? So let us take an example. Suppose if you have x is equal to 9. X is equal to 9. F of x is equal to 9. Okay? Now in this case, f of x is equal to 9 for all x belongs to the set of natural numbers. भन्नुको मतलब के बुझ्यो? x जति पनि natural values छ जस्तै x is equal to 1, f of 1 पनि 9, f of 2 पनि 9, f of 3 पनि 9, f of 4 पनि सबै 9 हुन्छ. यसको सेम भ्यालु भएको हैन. f of x has got the same value. That is in this case, so in this case of function f such that a to b is said to be a constant function if every element in the set A has the same image in the set B, that is known as a constant function. Okay, that is, suppose another example, suppose A is equal to 1 2 3 and B is equal to 5 6 7, right? And a function is defined as, a function f from A to B is defined as f of x is equal to 5. f of x is equal to 5. Is that clear? So यसमा के भयो भन्दाखेरि यहाँ हामीले डायग्राम बनायो भने यो सेट A भइगयो अनि यो के भयो सेट B भइगयो. ठीक छ? A मा 1 2 3 आयो, B मा के आयो 5 6 7. Is that clear? Now f of 1 हाल्यो भने 5 हुन्छ. यो x belongs to the set A, यो x belongs to set A, right? And f of x belongs to the set B. So in this case, if we put x is equal to 1, what is the value for f of 1? 5. What is the value for f of 2? That is also 5. And f of 3 कति हुन्छ? That is also 5. That is 1 is related with 5, 2 is related with 5, 3 is also related with 5. 6 र 7 चाहिँ छोडियो. फंक्सनमा यो छोडिँदा के पनि हुँदैन. तर सेट A को प्रत्येक एलिमेन्ट चाहिँ यसको इमेज चाहिँ हुनुपर्छ. कुनै पनि छोडिनु हुँदैन सेट A मा. अनि मात्र त्यो के हुन्छ? फंक्सन हुन्छ. अघि नै मैले डेफिनेसनमा भने, हैन? त यो प्रत्येकको के हुनुपर्छ? युनिक एलिमेन्ट इन सेट B हुनु पर्यो. त छ यहाँ 1 को 5 एउटा इमेज, 2 को 5 एउटा इमेज, 3 को एउटा इमेज 5. तर 6 र 7 सँग चाहिँ कुनै प्रकारको रिलेसन छैन. दिस इज अल्सो ए फंक्सन f, राइट? तर यो कस्तो खाले फंक्सन हो? इट इज ए कन्स्टेन्ट फंक्सन. सो कन्स्टेन्ट फंक्सन, यो जुन चाहिँ रेन्ज छ, यो जुन चाहिँ रेन्ज अफ f छ, दैट इज ओन्ली 5. दैट इज नोन एज अ सिंगलटन सेट. कुनै पनि सेटमा एउटै मात्रै एलिमेन्ट छ. यो रेन्ज अफ f के भयो यहाँ? रेन्ज अफ फंक्शन f इज इक्वल टू खाली के आयो? 5 मात्रै आयो. रेन्ज अफ f will give you from the codomain B, खाली 5 मात्रै आयो. That is range of f is equal to 5. एउटै एलिमेन्ट मात्रै आयो. That is your singleton set. That is range of the constant function is a singleton set. Okay, because it has got only one element for the range of the function f. Is that clear? The constant function हामी कसरी डिफाइन गर्न सक्छौं? So let us write down the definition of constant function. So this is an example of constant function. You can copy it. Okay? त यो एक्जाम्पल भयो. पहिला हामीले एक्जाम्पल लेख्यौं. अब हामी constant function को डेफिनेसन लेख्छौं. ठीक छ? असो यो माथिपटि म लेख्दैछु ल, यो constant function को डेफिनेसन. So constant function. So this is the definition. Now write down the definition of constant function. A function if such that A to B is said to be a constant function, is said to be a constant function if every element in A has the same image in B. If every element in A has the same image in B, right? A function f such that A to B is said to be a constant function if every element in A has the same image in B. Is that clear? So this is the definition of constant function. Now we will do two types of function, that is identity function and equal function. Okay? So I think you have understood it. अहिले जति पनि हामीले फंक्शन्सहरु सबै बुझ्दै होला तिमीहरुले हैन घरमा राम्रोसँग पढ्नु पर्छ है यो दिस इज भेरी भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट फंक्शन तिमीलाई पछि डिग्री लेभलमा नि काम लाग्छ यो यदि तिमीले बीएससी लेभलमा यदि तिमीले म्याथमेटिक्स लिएर पढ्यौ भने यो फंक्शन्सहरु सबै त्यहाँ काम लाग्छ ठीक छ त राम्रोसँग पढ्नु यो ठीक छ यो डेफिनेसनहरु राम्रोसँग बुझ्नु सो नाउ लेट्स डु आइडेन्टिटी फंक्शन So now another type of function that is identity function. Now identity function is a function if such that a to a is said to be an identity function if f of x is equal to x if f of x is equal to x for all x belongs to the set A for all x belongs to the set A this first set A so this is an identity function okay a function if such that capital A to capital A is said to be an identity function if f of x is equal to x for all x belongs to the set A is that clear अनि यो f of x चाहिँ कहाँ पर्यो सेकेन्ड A मा पर्दैछ So I think you have understood it. Okay. So यसको example चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि अच्छा मैले यसको आइडेन्टिटी फंक्शनको एक्जाम्पल भन्दै थिए सपोज दिस इज सेट A this is also set A so it is connected by a function f or relation f right suppose this is 1 2 3 4 5 this is also 1 2 3 4 5 right so now the function is defined as f of x is equal to x so here this x small x belongs to this first A and this f of x belongs to the set second A right so if you put f of x 1 which is equal to 1 f of 2 is equal to if you put x equal to this is 2 f of 3 is equal to 3 f of 4 is equal to 4 f of 5 is also 5 right 1 is related with 1 2 is related with 2 3 is related with 3 4 is related with 4 5 is related with 5 okay and this is known as the domain right so domain of f is equal to A and this is known as this 1 2 3 4 5 is known as the range of f range of f is equal to के भयो A नै भएको that is domain of f is equal to A range of f is also A is that clear to all of you so this is an example of identity function so you can copy it so now we will do equal functions right so now let's do equal functions सायद तिमीले सक्यौ होला यो हैन सो अब हामी इक्वल फंक्शन्स गर्छौं त इक्वल फंक्शन भन्ने बित्तिकै के बुझ्छौ so there are two functions f and g okay so now let us write down the definition of equal functions the two functions the two functions having the same domain, the two functions having the same domain D, the two functions having the same domain D are said to be the two functions. Let us write here f and g. Okay, the two functions f and g having the same domain D are said to be equal if f of x is equal to g of x. Okay, the two functions f and g, we're taking f and g having the same domain capital D are said to be equal if f of x is equal to g of x for all x belongs to the domain D. So this is the definition of equal function. So is that clear to all of you? त आज हामी यी समय गर्छौं। त नेक्स्ट क्लासमा अब म तिमीलाई प्रब्लम्स अन दिस डिफरेंट टाइप्स अफ फंक्शन्स म देखाउने छु। त आज हामीले जति पनि गर्यौं यो सबै तिमीले घरमा रिभिजन गर्नु, बुझ्यौ? एकपल्ट सुरुदेखि अन्तसम्म यो सबै भिडियो हेर्ने, यो क्लासेस हेर्ने, अनि त्यसपछि यसलाई रिपिट गरेर बुझ्दै जानु। तिमीले खातामा पनि कपी गर्दै जानु। यो जति पनि डेफिनेसन हुन्छ तिमीले बुझेकै हुनुपर्छ, अनि मात्रै नेक्स्ट क्लासमा तिमीले प्रब्लम्स राम्रोसँग गर्न सक्ने छौ। सो दिस मच इज फर टुडे।